Anyway, most people, and this isn't everyone, there's two different types of ways that normal humans, or humans inhabiting someone else's universe. This is actually a more general rule than just normal humans. This is something that applies to when you are in the halls of your ancestors, between lives or afterlife. So a soul that is within the bounds of another soul can see the future in two ways. One, by being tapped into the Akashian field of that soul, which is simply gaining harmony through right action and oneness and acceptance and all. And, penitentness and servitude. One can be awakened into the understanding. This is what the morons have falsely deemed Christ consciousness. It's just called being awake. It's called not being asleep and fucking stupid. Okay? To call it Christ consciousness is to give yourself far too much credit. Christ consciousness in the incidence of this world or planet, whatever you want to call it, universe, is an identity that is sentient, and you don't get to just be it, dude. Okay? I am it. I always have been it. I remember being it. I always have remembered being it. As long as I've had memories, that's what those memories have held. Okay? And the word Christ, it's just being doubly misused because it means Messiah, which means conquering king that would liberate the Jews from fucking Roman oppression. It's like a reference to a prophecy. No. Anyway. Talking about Terra? There's no universe anymore in which that can be true. That was true in the Terran universe, back when the Earth was a ball, or halfway a ball. After Babylon rose and conquered. Okay, but in 2011, everything was revealed. The world changed. Reality changed. It's very hard to understand anything, and you can really stress yourself out being confused at every angle until you understand the difference between what was and what is. On the video on this channel, you are now on the channel in which you can see the original uploads from 2011, and you can see the incidents where the camera seems to pause and come back. That camera could not do that. That camera could not pause and continue recording video. That was me closing my eyes in the middle of a battle with Hathor, staring at the sun as it rose. It was already quite risen and very bright. And you can see this frame right here. I closed my eyes and I snapped my fingers. And this was occurring as her Leviathan form was making it in range to destroy the Earth. Giant fucking space dragon. Fractal. Made basically of cosmic string. That's what you're looking at right there. Size doesn't matter in this case. Neither does motion, time, space. That is a fractal being. She is made of black hole energy. She is made of quark. And she very well could have destroyed the universe and conquered it, consumed it. And I cannot verbalize the exact pattern that I use to prevent her from being able to access the ability to destroy the universe the way she had. But she is banished. In her form that she had taken, that form is completely banished from this dimension. This is a completely new and prophesied end time type world. And it can become heaven, or it can become hell. I think we know which way it's going so far. But here is where your souls will spend all of eternity, until they have cleansed this place and earned the right for ultimate ascension. Then the earth will become a ball again, once it is safe for it to be a ball again. Once there is no danger of an ancient manifestation taking the form of a cosmic enemy. So the spiritual power of the human soul needs to be realized and taken responsibility for before physical travel, that is travel that does not require death, can be allowed between this world and the stars. And I made all of those rules, and I moved us forwards in time and back in time, and back in time and forwards in time. 3 months and 3 years, and 1 month and 1 year. And I flipped it and twisted it. And I am purposely speaking in riddles right now, because like I said, I cannot reveal the pattern. But that moment, that finger snap, that is on a video on this channel. You can see that for yourself. You can see the spiritual pressure in the atmosphere yourself. You can see the Shroud of Turin image forming in the lens flare. You can see the Eye of Hathor forming in the lens flare during the exorcism, while these black holes are popping off in the atmosphere like by the thousands. The Book of Enoch is a riddle that can easily consume the soul of a human. It is not meant for most people. And the people who keep that book will tell you that it's not meant for you. And this is one of the rare cases in which you should listen to them. It is written in the form of program code, and by reading it, you summon self-possession. It's very dangerous. It's been out here on the internet for a reason. Trying to look back into the motivations of that time. So it's really the Book of Peter's Shadow. Yeah, the thing is, It's designed specifically to deceive and to enslave the strong-minded. So strong-minded is completely useless if you don't have the truth that is buried by that book. You need to have the truth that is buried by that book in order to understand that book. And put simply, to retitle it is to solve the riddle. It is the book of Peter's shadow. Pan, the man. Yes, everybody was much more intelligent when they were children, especially if they were children in the 80s. The muses were in full gear back then. Peter Pumpkin Eater. And I am what? Jack the Pumpkin King? History's mysteries are all in fairy tales. I realized this in 2011 when we awoke. When that happened, right there. The exorcism of the whore of Babylon. Right there. On a video on this channel. Right there. But see, there is a different universe since 2,000 years ago, just as there is a different universe since 2011. And the Book of Enoch is from a universe that existed even before that. And that is where the ultimate tainting power comes from. To understand the first universe, to understand Enoch, you need to watch a TV series that I used my power to create. I did not make a request. I often make requests to the muses. I said, let this be done. And they did it. And I asked my wife what she would like the television series to be called. And she said, Once Upon a Time. So if you'd like to know what the first universe was like, and how it relates to this universe, you'd be much better off and much safer watching the television series Once Upon a Time than reading the Book of Enoch, which was meant to keep humans slaves and fearful of false gods. It is the Book of Peter's shadow. You know, there are some things about this that are not for me to know, just to make things difficult for me. And I do enjoy the mystery. There's always an overlap between Lucifer, Pride, Peter, Jupiter, Cain, Mars, Beelzebub, Zozer, and their mother-sister wife. Because she enslaves them and possesses them without them knowing. And it seems like even they can't see her identity in themselves, but I see it. And the muses, they see it too. They see their aunt. They see their wicked stepmother. And in the version of Peter Pan that came out when I was a kid in the 80s, Peter Pan was played by a blonde lady that looked like Lucille Ball. Kinda. Yeah, Peter Pan played by a woman. It did not go unnoticed on me at the time that she was wearing spandex. Maybe that was early 90s. Yeah. It's supposed to be because, a woman's voice sounds more like a little boy's voice, right? Yeah. Funny coincidence. But you see, she likes to be the one in all the stories. She likes to be the most special. When you're asleep, you know better than fucking people that are awake. We're not awake, we're all asleep. What you remember when you wake up, what you think were your dreams, that's not what you were dreaming. Your eyes were wide shut.